Hi, T.O.T. Carlson here. Alfred Hitchcock was absolutely the master of suspense, and we've been getting a lot of his movies on 4K at long last. Unfortunately, several of them are owned by different studios due to the rights changing hands, and of course, in some cases, different studios producing and making the films. But one of Hitch's all-time classics just got a 4K release courtesy of Paramount Pictures in their Paramount Presents line. The movie we're looking at today is To Catch a Thief, starring Cary Grant and Grace Kelly. I'm going to unbox this release and share my opinions. Great cover art with Kelly and Grant there. Side of the spine. This is number 3 in the Paramount Presents line. It had previously been released on Blu-ray as a part of this line, so I guess it just retains the same number. And like all Paramount Presents, this has a fold-open reproduction of the original poster. I like the way that looks. There's our cover art. Side of the spine, back of the cover. We do have a digital code of the film included. There's also some ads for other Paramount 4K releases here. We have our actual 4K disc with the film and special features here. This is a 4K Ultra High Def release only. It does not include any Blu-ray copies of the film. So just a brief disclaimer that any images you see in this review were not sourced from the 4K disc because I don't have any way of doing screen caps. Underneath here you have some great stills from the film as well as a quote from Leonard Maltin. For the first time in 4K Ultra High Def, Alfred Hitchcock's essential To Catch a Thief comes to Paramount Presents with expanded special features and incredible HDR10 and Dolby Vision. Cary Grant plays John Roby, a reformed jewel thief once known as the Cat. When he's suspected of new gem thefts in the luxury hotels of the French Riviera, Robbie sees a plot to clear himself after meeting pampered heiress Frances. Romantic sparks fly as the suspense builds in this essential This Division classic, which nabbed an Oscar for Best Cinematography Color in 1955. Again, it's no secret I love the films of Alfred Hitchcock. The ones he made for Paramount back in the day are all owned by Universal now, but this is the one of those films that remains in Paramount Pictures' possession, and it's good to see that they actually saw fit to give this one a release. And this is a great film because we have some very sophisticated, high-class characters, but we have all the classic Hitchcock suspense, humor, and everything in between. This is an absolutely fabulous film. Cary Grant gives one of his all-time best performances as a retired cat burglar who's suspected of returning to his previous dastardly deeds. And of course, he crosses paths with this beautiful young heiress portrayed by Grace Kelly, one of the most beautiful and talented women to ever grace the silver screen. And the chemistry between these two is just on fire every single time they meet up. There's a lot of scenes in this film with a lot of varying supporting actors, but every time these two are together on screen, sparks fly. And of course, you get some great supporting cast parts as well, including Jessie Royce Landis portraying the mother of Grace Kelly's character. Plots about the wrongfully accused on the run are one of the most common elements that Alfred Hitchcock would put himself into when he made films. Cary Grant would also play a similar role in North by Northwest, which came out a few years later. But this movie has a certain style all its own. Of course, the costumes in the film were designed by Edith Head, probably the greatest Hollywood costume designer of all time. And the French Riviera settings really help set this apart from other films of the era and even other Alfred Hitchcock films. The Riviera practically becomes a character in the film unto itself. This is a movie that's just oozing with style, but it's also got a lot of substance to it, and again, humor, suspense, everything you love Alfred Hitchcock for comes together perfectly in To Catch a Thief. Now, a few years ago, this did get a Blu-ray re-release as part of the Paramount Presents line, but that release got hit with a lot of really bad reviews because it used pretty heavy noise reduction and some unwanted, unnatural color boosting. I'm happy to say that this 4K release looks absolutely gorgeous and is certainly the antithesis of what we got there a few years ago. All the natural film grain seems to be intact. The picture is crystal clear at times with all the natural film grain there. It's bright, bold, and beautiful throughout, but darker scenes get a boost courtesy of the HDR as well. There are the occasional softer shots, so I do suspect that there might have been some light processing and noise reduction done on this one. But overall, it's a beautifully shot movie that certainly looks the part in 4K Ultra High Def. And as far as bonus features go, we get a variety of them from earlier releases, including a piece with Leonard Maltin from the Blu-ray re-release we got a few years ago, a commentary track, and then we also have some features dating back to the older Blu-ray and DVD era, including a pretty lengthy featurette on costumer Edith Head, which I found quite interesting. So if you're a fan, there's going to be plenty of supplemental material that you'll want to check out there. I absolutely love To Catch a Thief. It's been a long time since I saw this one, but this 4K was the perfect refresher course. Beautiful looking disc, great film, great performances, suspense, humor, all things that made the cinema of Alfred Hitchcock great, with two of the greatest stars in Hollywood history leading the way. Very highly recommended release. Just keep in mind, again, it does not include a Blu-ray copy of the film if that's a deal breaker. How about you? What are your thoughts on To Catch a Thief? Where would you rank this in Alfred Hitchcock's filmography? Did you pick up the 4K yet? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content. I'm always posting new videos, and make sure you give us a like if you find it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.